Hi. When I first got into axes, the first axe that I got that I spent a great deal of money on was the Gransfors small forest axe. However, there was a bunch of other options for about the same price, and I'm talking within sort of $20 to $50 sort of thing, that all looks kind of the same. And I really wished at that point that there was a video like this just to show you the actual differences between some of the more popular or more obviously useful ones in the range for general purposes. So let's have a crack. So these are the three that I'm working with at the moment: the Gransfors outdoor axe, the Gransfors small forest axe, and the Gransfors, sorry to nudge you, American felling axe. What I intend on doing is just telling you which one I would recommend for various tasks. I'll try and explain: if you were into this, get this one; if you're into this, get this one, and so on and so forth. In this frame here you can see the disparity of different sizes. So the Gransfors outdoor axe is a straight handled, about 15 inches in total length from where the wood comes out the top of the handle to the heel of the handle itself. Small forest axe, it's hitched a bit higher on my stand there, but it's about a 19.5 inch axe in total with the same dimensions. That American felling axe is the curved helve version. They do make a straight, and that is a 31 total inch length handle, so total length of the axe is about 35 to 36 inches. If you're buying an axe primarily for backpacking or for camping, it's between these two here, the left and the middle, that you're going to be thinking about mostly. There is also a wildlife hatchet, which is about the size of the outdoor axe, but with a slightly different head, slightly larger and a little bit heavier, but these are the two that I have. The outdoor axe is going to be great for someone who perhaps lives in an apartment and only uses the axe when they go out on their hiking trips, things like that, want to get into a bit of bushcraft. The small forest axe, being a little bit longer and a little bit better at actually chopping with its heavier head, is probably better for someone who lives, perhaps like me, with a general large garden outside. It's a fantastic gardening tool, really good for, hell, you could cut down most trees that would grow in the average garden. You're not going to have any huge giant sequoias in the average domestic backyard, are you? It also fills the role of a bushcraft or outdoor axe very well. However, the extra length does make it a little bit more difficult to pack. You'd be surprised to know that 19 inches, although it doesn't look a great deal longer, is actually a fairly awkward size for a lot of backpacks. It really does generally combine the entire length from the bottom of the pack, where everything rolls around, right to the top of the lid. In my experience, not a great deal of packs actually house it particularly well. Custom-made bushcraft packs will generally have a bit of a sleeve or a bit of a side pocket or a side sleeve for an axe of this length. However, you'll find that most bags, unless you've gone and spent a lot of money on a good bushcraft pack, are probably going to house the outdoor axe a lot better. The American felling axe is a completely different class of axe and for a really different purpose. Whilst it would be really handy bringing it, say, car camping, unless you're going somewhere where you really are building a log cabin, you're never really going to need something of this length and weight. It's really not particularly portable either, and having it banging around in the back of your car with all the rest of your gear, you'll find yourself a little nervous about what's going to happen to the handle. I would suggest getting the American felling axe if you're a homesteader or somewhere where you do mass firewood collection and preparation, because it really does cut down trees like nothing else. Looking at the three heads there, you see the obvious massive differences between the three. That American felling axe is a huge head. It's got a really narrow bit specifically for cutting into the sides of trees. The small forest axe is actually a fairly accurate shrunk down version of that. You'll notice a slightly more exaggerated cheek around the side of the axe, which is this part here. But you'll notice apart from that, that purely is just to fix it to the handle a bit better. Apart from that, it is very much the same shape and general size and purpose as the American felling axe. It's just when you put it on, when you shrink it down and put it on a smaller handle, it obviously uses that pattern for smaller tasks, but it makes it more portable and very handy. The outdoor axe adopts more of a Hudson Bay type pattern, which is sort of a more adept at splitting and general purpose rather than just cutting into the sides of vertical standing wood and actually hacking things in half. This is the eye view of all the different heads. You'll notice that the small forest and the outdoor axe aren't actually that different in width. So what you've got with the outdoor axe is something that will cut probably not as well as the small forest axe, but will split just as well. So very much handy around the camp, whilst not sacrificing a great deal of practical use, and also shrinking down the package for portability. The American felling axe is a bit wider, but it's such a huge bit that that's not surprising. However, it is also much longer, and it really tapers down quite narrowly towards the tip for making it a very, very good chopping axe, exactly what its purpose is. So overall, between the outdoor axe, the small forest axe, the American felling axe, I'd summarise them as follows. The outdoor axe is a fantastic backpacking axe that probably won't serve you as well in your actual garden. It's a little bit too small and the reach is a little bit too short to be able to cut down and really get into tangly brush and things you might end up finding yourself doing in a backyard, say when something blows over in a storm or something like that. It's just a little bit small. Still handy, but a little bit small. The small forest axe won't fit into as many packs as well, and is a little bit less portable. Still a small axe and still very highly capable, probably more capable than this at doing most of the tasks. However, the extra length and the extra heft does make it less packable than this one. I'd suggest if you had a garden or even just a bunch of trees nearby or something like that you're always looking to go and cut down, perhaps getting firewood and things like that for a house or a residential situation, as well as being a bit outdoorsy, I'd say the small forest axe would be a great deal as well. And the American felling axe, mainly just for your larger, not quite industrial, but general like wide scale firewood and tree removal. So it's all great things to have, but I think there's definitely more use in one of these two than this one here. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Another great thing about the Gransfors outdoor axe is the steel collar, which I'm growing quite fond of. If you're someone who doesn't use the axe a great deal, you'll really appreciate not having to be super careful when you are splitting wood about the immediate area underneath the bit coming into contact on overstrikes, or simply when the wood you're splitting curves around and comes towards the handle. This Gransfors small forest axe here, it is slightly rough. You can see where the oil is sunk into the pits where the wood has had contact with the handle, but it's obviously not too bad. It's just something that over the life of the tool will probably shorten the time between having to send off for Gransfors new handles or make your own if you're super flash at that sort of thing.